We're here with Steve Denton, Engineering Director from Parsons Brinckerhoff. Steve, tell me a little bit about what you're currently working on.
Well, I have a great range of projects I'm working on. It's one of the nice things about my role is I get involved in some exciting design projects, but there's a very broad spectrum of work that we do. At the moment, a lot of my time is taken up working towards Eurocode implementation, supporting a lot of clients with the transition, developing our capability, early design projects, and also a lot of work with SEN and BSI committees.
Okay, well, looking at the implementation of the Eurocodes, what significance do you think they have on the design and construction community in Europe?
I guess so far the impact has been modest. We're just entering a really significant transitionary phase. So far, I guess one of the major impacts has been having people from many different countries collaborating in the development of the codes. But the next step is going to be their application. And although there's been quite a lot of application already, there's going to be an awful lot more over the coming years. So I think that's what we're looking forward to at the moment.
Okay. Do you think the Eurocodes have increased competition in Europe?
So far, I don't think they've increased competition. What they have done is they've increased collaboration. And I think that's been a very, very positive aspect of the development of the Eurocodes. I mean, when we talk about the Eurocodes, it's of course important to recognize that the decision to develop the Eurocodes was not a decision taken by engineers. It was a political decision, and it was intended to break down barriers to trade. And I think that we will see over coming years the potential for increased competition. I think most importantly, it's about delivering value to clients, and that increased collaboration is what I see as being exciting, because I think we'll see greater opportunity for organizations from different countries to work together to solve some of the most interesting challenges that we've got.
Thanks. And now designing and building sustainability into structures has become an increasingly important aspect in the long life development of modern bridges. Is this your major priority when embarking on a new project?
I think sustainability is something which a lot of us are focusing on very heavily. I think that when we look at this within the bridge context, it's of course really important to understand that an awful lot of the most important decisions that are made around sustainability issues are made very, very early on in the project, and possibly by the time we start getting involved in looking at the detailed aspects of a bridge design, a lot of those really key issues have often already been addressed. The important questions of whether you need a bridge at all, do you need this infrastructure, are there other ways of dealing with the challenge that we're trying to meet with the project. So I certainly at the planning stage, it's something that we look at very heavily on our projects. But I think there's also opportunity when you get into the detail of projects to look at sustainability issues. And certainly we've been doing an awful lot of work on climate change recently, supporting clients with this, developing climate change adaptation strategies, looking at carbon accounting, looking at how we can reduce the carbon impact of schemes. And whilst that's really only a minor part in some respects of the broader sustainability requirements, that it's obviously an important part, and one that we've been doing a lot of work on. But I think that it's also important, and I think it's interesting when we talk about bridges in particular, to recognize that when we talk about sustainability and when we look at ways to make it tangible for people, that sustainability, for me, the way I understand sustainability is about balancing that triple bottom line. It's about the economics of schemes, it's about the environmental impacts, and it's also about the social impacts. And one of the things that excites me about bridge projects is that there are so many cities around the world that brand themselves using bridges, that you see bridges have wonderful impacts on communities and improving the environment that people live in, and so I think that often as bridge engineers we're so used to working in the technical detail, and of course that excites us and we enjoy doing it, but it's nice to step back from it and think about these wider sustainability issues and recognize that actually we make a very significant contribution to the social impacts of the projects that we do, or through the social impacts of the projects that we do.
Definitely. Well, we're currently at Bridges Europe. We're having Bridge Construction Europe in November. What do you enjoy most about conferences such as these?
I guess for me it's always nice to have the opportunity to catch up with some old friends and some professional friends, and I suppose in particular that There are a lot of people who I collaborate with through committee work and possibly specific projects. What's really nice about these events is to see them talk about some of the really exciting projects that they're working on that I don't always get the opportunity to learn too much about, and I've certainly enjoyed that this morning.